Our last guest today is Royalty. And, we had a couple of girls on the show today, but really we don't have that many female dogs. Our population, I would probably say, is about 70% males. And so Royalty is a rare find right now at the shelter if you're looking for a female dog. She's about 2 years old. She did come to us previously owned. I think there was some issues with adequate space or something like that in terms of their housing. But she is a very friendly dog. She is very wiggly, much like Maria. She's very affectionate, and she's pretty well mannered. She's not necessarily jumping all over you all the time. She does know sit. According to our assessment, she does pull a little bit on the leash, but for dogs of her breed, they basically all pull on their leash a little bit. That's not a hard thing to really work through and fix. She's just she does love treats. I couldn't really get her to play with a ton of things. She just wants to be rolling around at your feet and, kind of in your space bubble a little bit. They were processing her and they were like, she just kept trying to sit on my lap. She wouldn't go away. So very affectionate, very lovable, very sweet. Has not had any issues with the other dogs here in this facility, which is something that a lot of people care about because they want to have dogs either that they can take out in public to a lot of different places, or they have existing dogs in their household, and that doesn't seem to be an issue for her. I really love her personality. She's kind of given the blue steel right now. But she does have this great goofy smile that you can see in some of her pictures online. And I can't wait to see how she becomes when she gets even more comfortable here in this facility.
Yeah. So like you said, she loves attention. She's affectionate. However, there is one kind of handling she doesn't like. What's that?
So she doesn't like vet restraint. And you might say to yourselves, well, I'm not going to do that. Yes, you might not be doing vet restraint at home, but your vet might like to know that before they start, trying to vaccinate her or do blood draws, things like that. They might like to, maybe use a muzzle as a precautionary measure. But also a lot of young kids don't necessarily realize that when they're doing things that they think are affection to the dog might be in that same realm as vet restraint. So, if you're hugging the dog and squeezing tightly or even just leaning over her, to her that might be construed as some sort of restraint that she doesn't like. Or if you're leaning and laying on the dog and you think you're cuddling but you're really treating her kind of like a pillow, also not something that a lot of dogs enjoy. Just across the board, a lot of those things you shouldn't be necessarily doing with your dog. But because she's shown us that she's not a fan, definitely want to use more caution in terms of making sure that young kids aren't doing that type of stuff to her, or adults for that matter, because adults do it all the time too. But we don't have any age restrictions or anything like on the type of kids and the ages in the household. But you do want to make sure that you're understanding that she doesn't like that. Even if you're just planning on doing nail trims at home and you're restraining her, she's not a fan. So a little muzzle training can go a long way for, safety. Or just making those experiences super positive, letting her lick some peanut butter off the refrigerator while you're trimming her nails. All of those types of things can be helpful. And we can talk through those things during an adoption interview if you wanted to make Royalty part of your family. But obviously, as always, the first step is going to be going to that booking website to make your appointment to meet her. And that address is going to be visitfcac.as.me.